Thank you everyone for being so patient. So now we are going to hear from Nalam, Subbarao and Aparna, Bidarkar for the forgotten Stepwells of the Telangana by HDF, supported by Hyderabad, Metropolitan Development Authority, Government of Telangana. Welcome on stage.
Uh, a very good afternoon, everybody. First and foremost, I would thank World Architecture Festival for giving such a wonderful platform to present ourselves here. Thank you, Paul Finch and the team, and all our co-architects who have been here to help us to do this wonderful book launch and the presentation. So, I represent Hyderabad Design Forum. Thank you. I represent Hyderabad Design Forum. So Hyderabad Design Forum got into inception by a team of architects from different walks of life, fraternity, and practicing professionals as well as professors who are into teaching. So a team of this, a very good mix of architects sat and thought about what can we do further about celebrating design in our life. So then we thought on the objectives of the forum. So we should contribute in some way to the upliftment of the fraternity profession from the fostering the younger generation from the beginning itself. So we got this platform registered and then started working towards the several aspects of fraternity. That's teaching, conducting workshops, getting them exposed to higher practices, giving them international exposure, putting them onto the global platform so that our younger generation could have much more ease of availability into or fostering into good things before they start their long journey of the professional practice. So HDF becomes a very catalyzing agent here between several walks of practices as well as the government institutions that would actually foster the younger generation. So, recognizing that the act is in all design verticals emanates from the common vocabulary artistry. Hence, the requirement of Hyderabad Design Forum got created. So, the team got composed and we started our work. So, one of the important aspects that we started working on is to conduct and celebrate design through hosting different well-practicing organizations, inviting them to Hyderabad and conduct and give a good platform to them to reach out to the younger generation. So we have celebrated several best practices of the world and the country too. So right from Sugar Ben, Peter Cook, and so on, all the big names, as well as the national names of our own fraternity. So I have explained the aims and objectives. So we are into various verticals of teaching and pedagogy. So this is the team of a wonderful team here, where architect Ashwant Ramurthy is our spearing head chairperson, and then Professor Nahima Shavanvas, Professor Aparna Bidarkar, and architect Nandikumar, who is with us here, and architect Mahesh, myself, architect Subbarao, and M. Srinivas Rao. So we are here to share our beautiful journey. The story of life is the story of water. So what is the story of life? So water, the primordial element of life, apart from all the rest of the elements, water is the unique in its own way. It transports life across the planets, across the solar systems, across the continents, across the tectonic plates that keep moving, but the life has to get transported. And the water is the very primary element that transports life across everywhere. But when we look inward within us, water also becomes the important aspect that transports life between organs, between cells of the human being. Again, at the end, water dissolves everything in itself, transporting the primary particles across the inward journey as well as the interstellar journey. So, water plays such a phenomenal role, and our ancient civilizations have understood this, and started holding water. Initially, the journey started with establishing cities on the water banks, but when architecture got into effect, they understood how to house the water. They started constructing, envisaging structures around water places, finding water in the rocky terrains, finding water in the desert, finding water at several other places, and celebrating water because it's the fundamental basis of life. So, hence, inverted architecture got into effectiveness where they're called stepwells. So, architecture about water is about stepwells, which actually nourished life, celebrated life. And as the depth went on, architecture became more valid, more functional, more alternate occurrences happened around water. In one such journey of our senior professor and practicing architect Yashwant Ramurthy, he has stumbled upon our history where this is one of the magnificent stepwell in Deccan Plateau, which is called Kichnapalli Stepwell, which is in Medak district near Hyderabad. So this was our ancient architecture which just lies there for us to revisit and rethink on our own past life architectural interventions. So that's where the journey started. One photograph has culminated to a distant dream of sitting and identifying different stepwells that were there in the region. So we all set up the journey, and then we were able to identify 122 of them across the state. So the collaborations between the university and the government, the Hyderabad Metropolitan Development Authority, and the group of architects, along with the university students, it all culminated to the journey of 6 years of research. So we have geotagged all the stepwells, and then the journey started. And now we are here with the book published, Accomplished Mission. And this platform, we're very humbled to launch the book with all our team here, with all the fraternity here. Now I pass on the mic to Aparna. Please take care.
Thank you, Subbarao. So, very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for being here for us and encouraging us here. I'll try and flow the presentation for you in terms of what the content of the book is. This has been capturing and the storehouse of architectural history of the state of Telangana, a very young state in the south of India. It is young and growing with their dynamic leadership. Hyderabad as a city has always been in the trade route, and we have several influences in terms of architectural styles in the city if you have visited there. I will run you through the book content. These are the images like what Subbarao was saying. Several architecture schools have come up in helping us document it. It has taken 6 long years because we had to take them to the sites, geotag them, get them to measure and make the drawings. Few of the pictures from there. We have also, during the process, worked with Archaeological Survey of India and tried to create awareness of this program. These exhibitions and events brought the attention of the government. I guess the theme here is also to be a catalyst. This documentation has become a catalyst for the policymakers, where we got the government getting involved in helping us on the last leg of the book to publish it. And they have taken up of some of the wells that you will see and restored them as such. So this was one of the occasions where our minister and the principal secretary had come to witness the inauguration of one such restored well. Now coming to the content. The Ode to Water. Architect Sneha has explored the enigma of water through historical times. This chapter will engulf you into reading how architecture has evolved around water. And then the reasoning, relation, and positioning of water. This is by architect Pradeepti. She has captured the story of the blue planet that the water holds in a way. In this chapter, she's highlighted about the spiritual significance. We've also gone and studied various plan forms of stepwells that exist in the state of Telangana and seen their relevance to the cardinal points. We come to the next chapter, that is Bowlies. Bowlies of Hyderabad. Wells are called Bowlies in Hyderabad. Almost 75 of them have been tagged within our own city. We come from a Deccan Plateau region, so it's pretty rocky terrain, hot and arid. Hence, the water structures were inevitable and have been existing since history. The next chapter is on hydrology, geomorphology of Telangana. Architect Maunika came forward to study the hydrology and geomorphology of the region and saw the relevance of the structure and architecture around it based on the terrain. Next is the decoding of the construction technology of stepwells. I would say most of architects here will agree. This is one subject that we are all scared of. Professor Nahima Shanawaz, who's also amongst us and also the Vice President of Hyderabad Design Forum, has penned in detail about this, deciphering every part of the structure of the 11 stepwells that we have documented, understanding the construction technology that is especially happening in the rocks. Then we have come to the role of stepwells in irrigation. This time we wear the glasses of irrigation system, understand the history of it, and how the various pulley systems, the water channels were used to take water to the agriculture. The next is understanding them in different parts, the religious iconography and the decorative motifs and embellishments. Signs, symbols, images, rituals are all symbolic to ancient heritage. So are the stepwells. So we've got architect Pradeepti writing them about in detail. We must bring to your attention here in the book you will notice most of the chapters have sketches and all these are also penned by the authors who are architects themselves. The next chapter is on WWW. It is by yours truly. Here we are trying to look at women, wells and water. Women are the sustainers and harbingers of lives. They are sustainers of family. And water is such. We just wanted to see the connect, and especially through history, how water and stepwells have become even social, engaging spaces for women. Because connecting is very, very important. The next one is Bodies of Liquid Life, Identity, Culture and Heritage. This is by a very young person on the team who was still graduating architecture while we were researching and is now doing PhD in Germany. She has given her perspective on the tradition and culture with respect to stepwells. The next one is actually, we thought to get a culminating story of our attempt on research about Restore, Revive and Rejoice. These are conservation architects, architect Arunima Shankar and architect Kaushik, who present a tale and technical detail of hydrological and architectural conservation. Interesting to bring here is a hundreds of years old turtle was found when the conservation process was started, and when the stepwell after renovation was inaugurated, the turtle was given back to its home. So we proudly present this book, which is forwarded by an internationally acclaimed author, Juta Jain. She has written extensively on the West Indian heritage stepwells. I'd like to quote her before I close the presentation. She mentions it's a very important aspect of this work is the account to rekindle the water heritage of Telangana. The conscientiously conceptualized and designed book, The Forgotten Stepwells of Telangana, is truly a pioneering work and of immense value because of its comprehensive and meticulous documentation of innumerable stepwells and water structures in Telangana, each of them detailed with excellent and informative ground plans and elevations, their positioning and exquisite photographs. Also interspersed in the book are small tales, folklores. We had one of the interior designers, architect Ms. Kalpana, who has gone into different places to locate them. These wells, through time, have been buried under a lot of debris, sometimes lost in, some kind of renovation and other reconstruction works. So we have also interspersed various cultural rituals and all of that around the state of Telangana. It is a book of immense passion that we bring here for all of you. I hope you can take it and read it and enjoy it. So this is just a few glimpses of the documentation, the way we have done the drawings of the 11 stepwells. Almost 175 and still counting. We also present you the map. Within Hyderabad itself, we have tagged about 75 of them. And across the state of Telangana, we are still counting the number of stepwells that are there. And just to leave you with, this is a Cherryal painting done by the artist Sai Kiran Verma, a renowned artist. This is a typical styled painting that you can see in Telangana out of the vegetable dyes. We have specially requested him to commission this for the stepwell. What you see is a small Batukama festival soon after monsoon. A lot of flower decorations are done and a lot of, as we had mentioned earlier, women come together to celebrate life. And these flowers and leaves seem to have medicinal properties which are left into the well, which also work well for the water. So on this note, I'd like to close the presentation and request Architect Gayatri Shetty and Architect Kanitkar, please come over and unveil the book for us. It is of immense importance, and I hope we are also having the books available here right next to Oro, and we are pricing it just at a small amount of 30 Singapore dollars. I hope you enjoy reading. Please join us for unveiling. I request Professor Nahima also to come on stage, Architect Nandakumar, who is our committee our joint secretary, to join us.